Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, ho, 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 man. Isn't it crazy? This is the last season before we get Warzone 2. This is the mid-season update for it. This is probably peak of where people have quit the game and probably, well, there's been some people returning that I have seen, but I think this has got to be the lowest of low before the biggest of bigs, I would imagine.
Who?
If the new game does pop off. That's what we'll find out in a short couple of weeks. November 16th, Warzone 2 is going to be out. I can't wait for it. I'm ready. I'm excited for it. If you guys are too, give it a little like on the stream. Let's keep the dream alive. You know, let's keep on gaming. Let's keep on going. Did you watch a cutscene? No, I skipped through all the cutscenes. I'm lazy. I don't know the lore. I know. Maybe in the next game I'll keep up with the lore, but I don't. It just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not for me on this for whatever reason. So here it is, the final major update for this era of Call of Duty Warzone, man. Can you believe it? We're here. After all of this time, going into now another new video game from Call of Duty, and this time, the new video game is not being integrated into our beloved Warzone. No, my friends, we are going into a completely new game, Warzone 2. We wanted to take a moment to thank our players for joining us on this journey. We have learned so much this year and have come such a long way together since we launched the Pacific chapter in December of last year. And I actually was, I just put together a video this morning on some of my thoughts for the future of the FPS gaming, where, you know, the next games are looking towards, what's kind of got me excited. Warzone 2, now that we've got the beta behind us as we're going for Modern Warfare 2, we're going into Modern Warfare 2 and some of that. I need to record it, sit down and record it, but I got it pretty much all like bullet
Extra
pointed
juice
out.
for those
So
7 wins.
keep an eye out for that. Whenever you guys see any of my commentaries, keep juicing those up, especially a lot of you guys who watch me live already know some of these things because I talk about it so much, and like you guys, like this is where we have the conversation, and this is kind of like at least solidifying where I'm at, and then I read through a lot more of the comments. But a lot of the people don't get to watch all the streams or even any of the streams, so that's why it's a cool opportunity to like put it together a little bit deeper in a video. Andrew, Brett, also thank you guys so much for the stars. We also got Brian Larson, welcome to the squad, alongside Brandon Gosich, welcome to the squad. We've seen in the 1940s, war-torn Pacific Island, a reimagined, reinforced version of Rebirth Island. 2 movie giants, Kong and Godzilla, descend upon Caldera. The arrival of mercenaries with Fortune Keep, a new map experience, all before the Terminators took over, leading to the Pacific eruptions. This is a good little recap of what's actually transpired. We've also seen a wealth of major weapons and features, including the fighter, the bomb planes. Doo-doo. No, thank you. Actually, not as bad. The way they implemented these planes now is much better than it was when the game first came out. But that's also partly because they got rid of all the vehicles that they came out with. You guys remember the Jeeps they came out with when Caldera dropped? Goodness me. Oh, you know what? That's actually something I should include on. I don't remember if I included it on my notes on that. Let me just see if I've got it here. Yep, I did. I put ruining vehicles. Lootable perks, gulag and redeploy tokens, redeploy balloons. These were some big wins, honestly. I think these were incredible. The fast travel system, portable buy stations, the decontamination station. What the heck is that? Are they talking about the... Is the decontamination station, is that the $10,000 box? Wasn't that called something else? Like the hazard, the doomsday device. Wasn't that like the doomsday device? What's the decontamination station? You guys remember? The balloons are good. Yeah, I mean these are really good additions. I'll definitely give them this. These are all, I really like a lot of these. Game froze up, PDS. Oh. The PDS device? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. You know, I'm a bit more indifferent on that, I guess. Along with a number of new contracts, public events, and limited time modes. Sick. Yeah, I like those. Those were good. . Let me just add this too. That is a good point. But perhaps where we're left most proud is with our team's work that has gone into the quality of life improvements and our focus on reducing the points of friction in the core gameplay loop. Dude, this is the thing, man. They really have done a lot. And this is one of the most disappointing things going into Warzone 2, honestly, is that they've done so much work to make such a good product. And now we're at a point where it's like, all right, we're losing all the progress we made. And now we're going to have a backpack system. Now we're going to be going, slower. Now we're going to have yada, yada, yada. Like, we're going to have to deal with a lot of changes, which isn't necessarily the worst thing. It can still be a good game, even with the changes that they've made. It's just going to be like, we have to adapt to what those changes are. And not everybody's going to like that. Not everybody's going to want to do that. But I think even the changes that they are making should make it more noob-friendly, should make it more brand new player welcoming. So theoretically, it gives them the most opportunity to regrow a new player base, because it's not necessarily, they're not just creating this game for the people who have been playing Warzone 1. It at least what it seems like for me, and all the changes that they're making to this game, including like removing the red dots off of the minimap when people shoot, and all of the Ghost is back to its normal state. When you use Ghost, you're going to be completely invisible, even if you're sitting still in a corner, right? Like, we're taking a lot of steps back from where we are at right now with it, outside of even the quality of life things. But they have made a lot of great improvements to this game in terms of the quality of life. I would argue. We hope this transparent push for changes, big and small, has been well received and helped craft a game experience that you want to play. I definitely have seen that, and I think Ravensoft has been doing a good job with them. To conclude, we would also like to extend a thanks to all our partners at High Moon Studios, Beanox, blah, 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 blah. Not included StoneMountain because we're not partnered. We don't have a creator code. But that's okay. That just helps me cry myself to sleep at night, which, lets me sleep very soundly, which is great. So, positives. Without these teams, this year's wealth of content would not be possible.
Minnesota says thanks to the mountain.
We hope you enjoyed the mid-season update, and we'll all see you soon for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Heck yeah. I wonder how much of a relief that's going to be for them when they're not like the main focus of everything. Like, I think people are still going to play the game. People still go back and play the old Call of Duties because they don't like the new Call of Duties. I mean, how many of you guys have gone back to old games, or even just played a different game, I guess, altogether, because you don't like the current state of the game, whether that's Warzone or Call of Duty Vanguard especially? Like, if you want to play the multiplayer experience right now, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually playing Vanguard. Nobody comes to my chat saying, hey, I'm playing the multiplayer, Vanguard multiplayer. Like, this is the main thing I play. Now, maybe they're out there. Maybe it's a little bit biased because the content that I put out is not necessarily for those people. But we get a mix of people from all over, it seems like, that come into the chat to talk to me and give me some of their takes on it in general. We got a couple hands up, a couple yuppers in the chat. It just wasn't for everybody. And it was such even more of a niche. That's why I think we have even more opportunity with this new game, because we're going back to the modern setting, guys. We're going to have the modern setting. Loving the Vanguard multiplayer. See, okay, so there's some out there. There is some out there. And I'm not saying that is bad. I'm just saying that I don't see what it was compared to some of the other ones. All right, there's actually quite a few of you guys that like the Vanguard multiplayer, or you guys are just now chiming up, just trying to get me to see your message. I don't know. All right, but it is. I'm just going off my past experience from it, and I got to imagine these guys are going to be pretty happy once the focus is off them, because to my knowledge, Ravensoft they're going to be maintaining Warzone. They're not going to Warzone 2. Warzone and Warzone 2, I think that's just all Infinity Ward, which I don't know if that's going to spread them too thin. Like, that was the point they brought Ravensoft on, to handle the Battle Royale. Or maybe they will, and we'll have to see, I guess. We'll see if they mention anything even in this post. But this is like the update that I always like, is what is their intentions? Where are they at? What did they like? What do they not like? What are they seeing from the community? Because they're going to see a lot more than what I see. We got our own little take. I got my own take on how I like things and how I would want things and how I would want things updated. A lot of you guys agree with me, but the developers, they don't agree with me. Otherwise, they would do what I was saying for the game. But that's okay. I'm just one player anyways. But I still like to put my thoughts out there, start a conversation on it, talk about it, Because even if it's not necessarily you guys, sometimes you guys bring stuff up to other streamers or creators, or even it makes their way to the developer, or people post on the forums, or at least starts a conversation and gets ideas going. That's what I like too. I even like seeing what other people are saying. Like that's why I like watching and hearing from a lot of my friends and other creators and whatever. I like to see what's going on, see what people are saying, even in comments too. I always really enjoy it. So let's take a look at the modes. The greatest hits of the year. To see the season, we're excited to bring back a wealth of classics and fan favorite modes. But first, some ground rules. Playlist rotations will occur once a week. A variant of Plunders, Fortune's Keep, and Rebirth will also be present every week. So they're keeping both of them, with only the quad side rotating. Okay, so they're keeping the same thing what they were doing. There will be a focus on prioritizing Fortune's Keep for all squad sizes to best support those practicing for the upcoming CDL tourney as well. We'll also be improving support for solo players. Dude, thank you. Okay, they are listening, man. With a wealth of variety to offer. We heard from our solo community that they felt very underserved in terms of solo game mode, so we wanted to better expand the availability and choice of this squad size. In particular, even like Sticks and Stones is quad only. A lot of the stuff they've been doing is just for quad only. They have Solo Resurgence, which is phenomenal mode, but it's only for that specific map. They don't have it on the bigger map yet. So here we go. Battle Royale solos will cycle between buyback solos, Battle Royale solos, and Champions of Caldera solos. With Champions of Caldera, pretty fun mode, I gotta say, what they added for it. But the way that the end game works from the mid game is a little odd. It's not personally my favorite mode of what they've done for it. I think I like buyback solos a little bit more, but it's mostly because of how the end game works. I think the rest of it is really cool. Starting with your loadout, getting a free buyback, one in the pocket is great. Fortune's Keep and Rebirth will always have Resurgence solos as well available at both times, both maps. That is very cool. We might have to do some more Resurgence solos. I just kind of wish the Resurgence solos was on the other one, so we had a longer game to play because they're so easy. Like the Resurgence solos on the smaller maps in particular, they're very quick. They're a nice hit, but it's pretty easy relative to playing, the Battle Royale, especially because you can respawn. It makes it a lot easier, but, still a lot of fun, still cool. Just want more diversity with it would be cool. But anyways, I like that they're keeping the options. They're keeping it open. Maybe we'll mess around with some more of those. You guys know I do a ton of solos, and I think, I've always wanted a Battle Royale to be really, really great for solos, and I thought PUBG was really great until I played another game, and, playing this has been even more fun of experience for me, so... I just want to keep seeing more fun things, more new things to do, even LTMs, crazy differences. Like, that was the fun thing about buyback solos in the first place, was it was a whole bunch of new stuff to do for solos. It was a bunch of fun. Rebirth solos is the best mode they ever made. It's great. It's really good. Buyback solos is good too, though. Yeah, a lot of you guys hyped for this as well. I'm very hyped for it. Somebody tweeted me. I'm going to give them a shout out here. Hold on. See if I can find it while I pull this up. Regarding the greatest hits, LTM players can expect to enjoy the following appearing in rotation throughout the remainder of the season as we move away from daily rotations and back to weekly rotations, which I think that's a better pace. But then again, I don't really know. I don't play that. What do you guys think? Between a daily rotation of Rebirth and Fortune's Keep versus a weekly rotation of Fortune's Keep and Rebirth? Because I don't play that mode very much. Do you guys have a preference? I think, doesn't Apex do, an hourly update off of all of it? With all the solo modes, my bot Ash might crack 30 wins. Well, it splits people up, too, and not everybody plays it. Love Fortune's Keep both of them. Well, they have both of them, but only for squads, and I guess they're going to keep solos for both of them, too, but it's just going to switch between duos, trios for it. Daily is dumb. I just keep both going. Keep both at the same time. No rotations. PC players cheat too much. So ATMs are going to give peeps money. Yeah, we'll get to that. It was Justin. He said your favorite mode is back. Buyback solos, baby. Anyways. Okay, so you guys seem to be, you just want both. And, I mean, it makes sense to me. I don't know if they have the player count for it across all the regions. Maybe that's why they don't do it, but here we are. Fortune's Keep and Rebirth will always have Resurgence solos, though. They did say it. Yep, right there. So we've got Rebirth, Calderas, Iron Trials, Resurgence, Plunder, Clash. There's some of the modes. Sticks and Stones is a really cool mode, by the way. We played it yesterday. They only brought it for like 24 hours, I think, though. Be sure to keep an eye out for other surprises in the coming weeks as well. So my guess with this, because they're talking about this in the mode section, my guess is there's going to be more LTMs coming. That would be a win. I don't know why they haven't done... We were just talking about it yesterday with Aculite and Fuglet. It's like, why have they not done more of these? Anyways, CDL Fortune's Keep Tournament, that's a thing happening. Caldera Mini Royales, that's okay. You know, the Mini Royale is already... It's already a small map, and they're making it even smaller. I feel like it would be a good mobile game type thing, but I like a little bit more meat. I like a little bit more girth in my content before we go too short. We're bringing Mini Royale to Caldera for the first time. I think this could be cool. Yeah, we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. If they do Mini Royale in Caldera, it's basically going to be more like the Resurgence mode that they've had, where you start on the small circle and, you know, it's tiny, but you respawn at least with that mode. This one you won't. Could be interesting. Rebirth Resurgence Supreme. This is the big one that they were hyping up in the post we read yesterday. Supreme is a new version of Rebirth Resurgence mode. Here's the rules. We've increased the tension. Resurgence countdown is longer. Players have a slight increase in their core health. Getting an elimination now shows enemy squad locations as a ping on the minimap for a longer period of time. Wow, so this is getting quite a bit harder of a game. Resurgence is usually pretty easy. But if you have longer time for cooldown, it means you gotta die less often or get your teammates to stay alive even longer. There's more total health, which gives more opportunity for somebody to 180 you. If you start getting shots on, they turn around, they got a better shot, they hit you in the head more times than you're body shotting them, you die. As well as if you get eliminated, so if somebody is a Slayer, they kill you, your team shows up on the radar, you show up for even longer. So the better player, this is increasing the skill gap even more here. Players will now have more control over the Resurgence cooldown. Actions now reduce the cooldown twice as fast. Ooh, so that's a little counter even to the other point there. This makes it so if you are a super fast player, you open the boxes, you get a kill. Instead of that kill giving you 7-second cooldown, gives you 14-second cooldown. Of course, with the increased times, that might just even itself out, but requires you to have the skill in order to have it in the first place. Avenging a squad mate will greatly reduce the cooldown. That's actually very cool. Because I don't believe they have that in the current one. If you get a kill, it's always the same amount of time. But if you avenge somebody, meaning they just killed your teammate and then you kill that guy, so you get a trade kill, then it gives you a great cooldown on it, a greatly reduced cooldown. That's pretty cool. We've crafted Supreme weapons as well. The ground loot brings back even more fan-favorite weapons. The lowest rarity is epic. So all of the floor loot is going to be at least epic. Players will deploy with iconic and more powerful weapons as well. So you'll maybe start with a really good weapon. All players will have the most legendary skins that Warzone has to offer. We hope this mode has been fun and challenging experience for everybody. That sounds very cool, actually. I mean, I don't think you're necessarily going to keep these. You're still going to want to get your loadout. You know, at the end of the day, you're still going to want to go get your loadout from the box because it's going to be better. But the floor loot, at least you don't pick up like a garbage pistol. Although they might have epic garbage pistols as well, as Call of Duty typically likes to troll us. Okay, so a message from Butcher. With the Season 5 update comes a new cinematic outro from Butcher when you load into Warzone. Okay, so that's kind of some lore stuff. Warzone Stories calling cards. It's a Growl calling card. That looks kind of cool. Seat swap calling card. Okay, so that's, you know, if you're into that, go ahead. Exciting, fun. Let's see the gameplay, though. This is what I started to look at, and I was like, oh, shit, here we go, man. Loadout cost reduction, similar to the Titanium Trials, which they did. Every zone close decreases the cost of your loadout marker from the buy station. So it's now going to cost 500 less per zone close, which isn't super dramatic, actually, but this is a very nice touch to me. For me? On me? Well, let's move on. Thanks to a recent community poll where you voted overwhelmingly in favor of the loadout cost reduction in Titanium Trials, we're happy to bring this change to Battle Royale to give better mid to late game regain opportunities. Exactly, dude. It lets you have a better mid game. It lets you keep playing the game. Be sure to grab your discounted loadouts as the circle collapses. And as a reminder, don't forget to look for the loadout icons on the squad widget, and that lets you know that you can afford your loadout. Oh, so that's actually really cool too. It'll tell you, so you don't need to be like, oh, which zone? Do we have enough money? It'll tell you, boom, we got loadout money for the zone that's in. How much cash do we have? We could go get it. That's very cool. ATMs will now appear in Battle Royale as well. Have you guys actually seen any ATMs in this game? We love how ATMs have been working in Plunder and Golden Plunder. So I haven't actually played Plunder or Golden Plunder and seen one of these. Are these cool? Is this pretty good? Play with Z. Does Z want to play too? All right, maybe we'll play with Z today as well. I don't know if the fast guys were going to be on. No, Aculite's at least not on. So yeah, if Z wants to play, then that would be sick. Let me send a message real quick. Hold on. All right, we'll run some games. Let's finish going through this first, though. Never seen ATMs. Yeah, not everybody plays Plunder. We'll see how it actually works. This is really cool, though. Dude, doubling the spawn rate of legendary supply boxes and slightly increasing the spawn rate of regular supply boxes. But they say gulag tokens and redeploy tokens. We feel that searching for legendary supply boxes should offer the best value proposition in the game should you find one, with these beloved orange boxes being one of the most desirable aspects of finding a golden key card. Yeah, and they're pretty high probability of dropping those golden key cards, I would say, as well. But they say two different things here, so I don't completely understand. They're talking about the gulag tokens and redeploy tokens, but then they talk about legendary boxes, so maybe just by upping the amount of legendary boxes, there's going to be more of the tokens. Maybe that's the intention with it. At the start of the year, we made quality of life improvements for our key focus points. 9 months and more than 100 changes later, we're happy to reveal the final set of quality of life improvements below. We'd like to thank our entire community at every piece of constructive feedback and positive engagement that you've shown each season. Even at times where we turned left instead of right, we were never afraid to try new things to see how they landed. That is true. To be fair, I mean, they tried a lot of new stuff. A lot of it didn't hit. Not everything's going to hit, and then they adjusted afterwards. I think some of it maybe should have adjusted sooner, like the vehicles, like the motorcycle, like, even having Vanguard Royale in the game at all. Probably needed to be an adjustment sooner, but, it is what it is, and for the people who have been playing, they have made some good improvements. Let's see. Recommended weapons. Increase the number of players that will see recommended weapons appear in the gunsmith. It's kind of interesting. I haven't even noticed that yet, but they did mention that. So it would tell you, like, what's the meta guns without having to go look it up on YouTube. Weapons from Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War will also show as recommended if they are meta relevant. Due to the positive sentiment of this feature that was originally rolled out. Have you guys seen this, by the way? Have you guys seen the recommended? I thought recommended was shown for everybody. Nerf the PPSH. Oh, we're getting there. Due to the positive sentiment that the feature rolled out with small audience. So, yeah, okay, so only some of you guys have seen it. So, yeah, some of you guys see it and you didn't even know that it was only for you guys. But, yeah, we're now happy to slowly roll out to bigger audiences to better detail weapons and what is the most effective meta relevant. Very interesting. Golden Key bunkers will now have a yellow circle highlighted on the TAC map. Thank you for bringing that back. We like the useful player leading to the TAC map for Season 4 that had the circles in the bunkers of the Golden Keys access points, so we've re-added these circles to the TAC map for the final update. Thank you. Thank you. Manual gas masks. They improved this for the text menu to better detail how players manually equip the gas mask. Move the gas mask to be the first entry in the quick inventory for easier manual equipping. We felt that the UX for the manual equipping was not user-friendly as it could be, so we made a few changes. I haven't actually tried this yet. It's honestly kind of a pain in the ass, so I haven't dealt with it. Supply box UAVs will no longer show red Rebirth supply boxes. I think they talked about doing this. I thought they already implemented it, but I haven't paid too much attention to it either. Those are still valuable to know where they are, but it is a bit of a cluster on the map. Upon review, the red Rebirth supply boxes were overloading the minimap, especially in high-volume loot areas, given their nature to respawn and the fact that they could be mistaken for a legendary for an enemy on the minimap. So we've moved the rebirth to better focus on the original legendary boxes, and the person ones, which that's totally cool with me. I think that's a great move. Ground loot perks now. Ooh, here we go. In a rush to pick up ground loot, it can often be difficult to know which perk you just acquired. To help this, players will now see a short yellow text notification near the crosshair to inform them which perk they picked up. Yes, dude. You guys, this is so nice. Even though we still don't necessarily have like a menu of all the perks we have active, at least this is something where it pops up and it tells you, yes, man. I don't know what the hell perks I have half the time, man. I do think a better solution would just be to push the middle button so you can see your menu, and on that menu, you see all the perks that you have. But hey, maybe that's too confusing for noobs. Scavenger pouches now are guaranteed $1,000. I believe this was only $100 before. Maybe it was $500. This perk was underutilized given its clear value for rusher playstyles. So we've made a change to make it for $1,000 guaranteed. We expect this to be a real contender for the default perk in the slot, as well as strengthening its role for ground loot. Would this really be an interesting perk to bring, guys? With $1,000. What other options do we have? Quick fix. That's kind of a good one, man. That's kind of a good one to lock. $1,000 is pretty good. I think I still keep quick fix. We'll see, though. Field upgrade adjustments. Portable decontamination stations. The duration has been increased to 20 seconds. We want to position the PDS as the #1 gas play method. It's definitely not. So we have significantly buffed its timer. This will be a clear, safe space for the gas to open up more interesting choices for opportunities. Here's the thing. In reality, imagine this instead. Imagine you have double stims, restock, and you have a munitions box. What's going to let you live longer in the zone and give you more options? What do you guys think, chat? Even with 20 seconds, do you think this is going to be more valuable than a munitions box with stims? Won't take the place of Serpentine. Serpentine's been nerfed so hard. I mean, I didn't like it even before. It's just annoying, but yeah, I mean, if you spend a lot of your time running away from people, be my guest. It's definitely annoying from the people that I'm shooting. Muni's still better altogether. Nah. Stims and munis. Exactly, dude. You guys are smart, and I like that about you. Because here's the thing. With the muni stems, you can also move. Now, to be fair, you don't have plates. But what happens as soon as you leave the PDS and you start making your way to the actual zone? You lose all your plates. Unless you do an early play into the zone, drop your PDS, then replate, zone pulls to you. But of course, even in that case, you got a blue ring around you. Everybody knows exactly where you are. If you're stimming out in zone, nobody knows where you are. If you guys saw my clutch game yesterday, which will be uploaded because my stream was deleted for no reason yesterday, then you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And if you guys were here, you know exactly already what I'm talking about. Yeah, maybe. All right. As a celebration of the... And that was with a redeploy balloon. So even a redeploy balloon made for better play for outside zone. So I don't think this is necessarily true. They're saying they're trying to make it, and maybe it will be. But let's see. As a celebration of the breadth of weapons that we have to offer, we've taken the opportunity with Season 5 mid-season update to really highlight all that's been added in the last few years. We'll find a new ground loot and gulag loadout experience, along with some targeted hits to the most performant builds in the game, along with one last round of adjustments for the most underused weapons. Ground loot and gulag loadout refreshment. Leaning into the history of Warzone, you'll find some of the greatest hits from Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and Vanguard and Ground Loot. We significantly increased the variants to offer from more previously to offer more early game feel for dynamic each drop. Okay, that's pretty sick. Of course, we got the 2 new guns. We already looked at those yesterday. This is the weapons change summary. I didn't want to go through all of this BS here. So here's the high level. JGod put a post out on this one. I figured I'd just show this to you guys so we can kind of just get an overview of the changes. I know this isn't necessarily the biggest in the world, but hopefully you guys can see, okay, let's look at the buffs first. M4A1, classic MW gun, buffed. AMAX, buffed. Odin, buffed. Let's look at the classic Modern Warfare ones first. ISO, CX. The ISO got buffed, dude. There's no way we actually use that, right? CX9 got buffed as well. No way we use that. Maybe. I mean, I guess so. MP40 got a minor buff. But that, of course, that's Vanguard. Sigma, the Joker got buffed? What the hell happened to the Joker? Hold on, I gotta look at this. Mid damage increased to 200, up from 175. It's not much. It's not much. Dragunov got buffed. What the Dragunov? Ugh, it's one of those stupid Modern Warfare Charlie guns, isn't it? Modern Warfare sniper BS's. Snipers. Let's see. Snipers. Marksman rifle. MW crossbow got a buff. MW Charlie. Bullet drop off decrease. Muzzle velocity increase. I'm guessing it's this one. Sniper rifle alpha. Damage range buff. Max damage increase. Min damage increase. Upper torso damage increase. Rytech got buffed. Can now one shot to the head at all ranges. What is this supposed to be a contender with the Gorenko? Min damage buff, headshot multiplier increase, explosive round damage, direct impact increase as well. What the hell? Pellington now got a buff as well. Is it finally time to use the Pellington? Neck damage increase, upper torso damage increase, ADS nerf though to the Pellington. Pellington can't even one-shot headshot though. Why are these? What are these guys even doing? Gorenko got bullet drop off increase. I guess that's a buff. What? Fire rate nerf though. Bullet velocity nerf. ADS nerf. But then rebuff and nerf here. So, yeah, probably, I don't know. Is it net nerf to the Gorenko? What did he put here? Yeah, nerfed. Nerfed the AX50? Do these guys even play the game? All right, sure. Nerf it. Why not? Nobody cares anyways. I mean, a couple guys do. M1 Grand nerf, UGM nerf. That definitely needed it. PPSH nerf definitely needed it. KSP, what? Why would this get a nerf? Blixen nerfed, RA225 nerfed. This one was surprisingly good. I didn't do too many videos with it, but every time I did the RA225, we got a win. It was pretty easy. Love the Pellington Rytech dubs. Are we really about to use a Rytech, guys? There's no way. I'm sorry. No. Street Sweeper and Gallo buff. Those could be interesting. Those are the shotguns. Those are really good. Minor nerf to the Volk. That makes sense. The gun's insane. Although it's bugged, so it's kind of weird that it's bugged. The FAR got a buff. They're definitely... This is a fan favorite right here. Dude, what if we do a FAR sniper build? Could this be time? What did they do to the FAR? Let's see first. Muzzle velocity increase. ADS move speed increase. ADS nerf? What? ADS transition in time decrease. Not much, I guess. Ultralight. ADS move speed while firing increase. So they buffed the ADS shoot speed. And they increased the muzzle velocity. That's not the problem with the FAR, though. The FAR's penalty of ADS speed is so slow. And the recoil they added to it is... I mean, it's not that bad, but it's definitely not great. It makes it a little awkward. But I guess if you're just holding ADS the whole time, it could be... could be interesting. Could be interesting. Street Sweeper, Arma nerfed. Bullfrog buff, too. We just got to win with that one. That could be a good revisit. EM2 buff, too, dude. I love the EM2. That was a great one. Hell yeah. Okay, I think maybe we try some crazy builds today then, chat. Anything else? Anything else we wanted to see from this? Anything else I missed? So that's pretty much a quick summary of all the weapons. We don't need to go into everything here because it's way too much. Attachments, ADS time now decreased. Wait, bipod increases your aim down sight speed or does it hurt it? Do the Odin EM2 is already hitting before buffed? Yeah, same with the M4A1. QBZ buff too, yeah. Okay. SVT 3 to 6x. Wait a second. Scope magnification transition increase, but visual recoil, that's going to suck for the 3 to 6x. Dude, I think I got to find a new notes application. This thing is so slow sometimes. It just doesn't work. Let me also change my graphic frame rate limiter. Go down a little lower, see if that helps. Scope magnification transition and more visual recoil to these variable optics, basically. Gun perks, mechanic vehicle damage now buff. Vital vertical recoil nerf. Steady buff on the ADS move speed. Muzzle velocity, recoil booster, hip fire accuracy now decreased 3%. Fix some issues with the audio. Please tell me this is true, dude. Please, please. This has been so annoying. Fix an issue causing players to receive their operators last skip. UGM. Grav had a... Oh, that's just a visual thing. Known issues. You can still look at their Trello board. 6 gig update. All right, there it is, guys.